Hey y'all, welcome back to the Chalk Sports Podcast. It's time for round 4, baby. We're getting tired, so let's get this going. First off, Tennessee Titans on the clock. They already got an edge, they already got a safety, they already got a cornerback. So now you're kind of getting into the position where it's almost like getting the best guys, probably the best option. So I'm looking at it and saying, there's only one answer. Chris Brazil II had an amazing college career. I think it's so easy to go him. He had a 1,000-yard season. He had 9 touchdowns. He showed a lot of promise. I believe in it. I'm going to Chris Brazil. Pick number two, the 102 for the Raiders. You look at it saying, hey, they already got Mendoza, they already got Zion, they already got Elijah Sarrett. So what do they need more than that? And I think it's to just stack Indiana players. Shoot, you saw them win the Natty. You already got Mendoza. You already got Sarrett. I'm seeing Malik Kamara and saying, hey, worst case scenario, you end up trading Max Crosby. You can build your defensive line. Building the chemistry, the locker room of 3 Indiana Hoosiers, I believe in it. I like it. I feel like that's probably one of the strengths of that Raiders draft class would just be boom, boom, boom. Guys who are just already clicked. They already won championship together. What's the worst that happens? They don't all pan out. Whoop-de-doo. You've got a stack of guys now. Moving on to the next team, though. The New York Jets on the clock. It's either Deion Burks or Antonio Williams. Whoever you believe in more, I believe a lot in Antonio Williams. I think his grade's good. He's pretty talented in general. He's a little small, which I don't love for the Jets, but I also think that you already have Garrett Wilson. Deion Burks is also way smaller. Give me Antonio Williams. Moving on to the Cardinals. They already got a quarterback. They already got a tight end. They already got a running back. They don't need a tight end for sure. I think you go Tyreek Sapp. Tyreek Sapp is a good pick. It's probably not like what you would prefer if you're looking at teams, but like at this point, what's the downside of going Tyreek Sapp? He doesn't have the best run. He doesn't have the best pass rush, but he also has shown a lot of promise in 2024. I think 2025 was way weak, but I think he could bounce back and be better. Moving on to the Giants. With a wide receiver and quarterback already drafted, you kind of need the interior offensive line. Jalen Farmer is probably a solid pick. It does hurt your soul a little bit. It feels like a little bit of a reach, but I like him at that spot. Moving on to Texans at 106. They already got tackles. They already got defensive interior linemen. They already got linebacker. Well, what else do you need? I believe in the doctor, but I think Michael Trigg is just such a fun addition. What's the worst that happens? He doesn't pan out instantly. You're at the 4th round pick. I feel comfortable in doing that. The Browns are on the clock next. Wide receiver, tight end, wide receiver, tackles, and guard, wide receiver. You can look at it a lot of ways. I think the best look at it is saying, hey, you already got 2 wide receivers. You don't need another wide receiver. You're already good on tight ends. Let's add a cornerback. What's the worst that happens? You had Trayon Strooks, who was graded amazingly. He showed a lot of good film. He had 4 interceptions, didn't give up a single touchdown. I believe in that enough to where it makes sense for me. Moving on to the next one, Broncos. They already got a defensive interior lineman. They already got tackle and a running back. Go tight end. Go Justin Jolly. It's simple. Or actually, no, you already have. Never mind. You already have a tight end. What am I saying? Go Genesis Smith. It's between Wow. Whoa, his grades are so much higher than I thought. Never mind. You go Zachy Wheatley because I thought Genesis Smith was a little bit better, but I'm clearly mistaken. Zach Wheatley is amazing. So, you go Wheatley. Moving on. Chiefs. They already got a running back, wide receiver, defensive interior lineman. I think you go Justin Jolly. I think you pick up a backup in case, worst case scenario, Travis Kelce retires. Justin Jolly's ready. And I like Justin Jolly, and I think he's got a lot of potential. Bengals already stack up on that defense. I don't care. I'm going another defense lineman in Jason Brumman. You released your best run edge. You're going to keep stacking until you end up fully complete of just defensive linemen at this point. Dolphins already got a corner. They got an edge, wide receiver, quarterback, another corner. I think you go. Where do you go? I think you go tackle. I think Markel Bell is right there. He guarded Carson Beck last time. I think you go Markel Bell. Or Markel Bell. Anyways, Dallas Cowboys on the clock, 112. There's a few options. So you already have McCoy. You got TJ Parker. I think you just go with Seth McGowan. You add a guy who's already played a decent bit of college football. He's still pretty young, he's a senior? I thought he was younger because he didn't play 2023. I like Seth McGowan. He played at Kentucky, so it's a pretty solid running back core in general. They produce pretty well running back talent. Moving on, Colts, wide receiver. They already have a wide receiver. They already got an edge. Let's just go Genesis Smith, a guy who has a good coverage grade. He might fit pretty well with that Colts belief system in general. I like the idea of the Colts having a solid team. They already have 2 good corners. They already have the best running back in the league. There's so much addition that doesn't really be needed. I believe in Genesis. Moving on to the Falcons. The Falcons already got a tackle. They already got a wide receiver. It says tight end. I don't think they need a tight end. I think they need Demontre Capehart. A team that's kind of been struggling in the defensive line department. They add a guy who's not the best, but he's definitely solid for 4th round. The Ravens already got a Caleb Banks. They already got Blake Miller. They already got Kamari. I don't know. I'm not even going to try. They get Deion Burks. Or Cypress Allen. No, I'm going to believe in Cypress Allen more. I think Deion Burks is solid. I don't know. Something my gut is telling me Cypress Allen is probably the better pick. So, moving on to the Buccaneers. They already have a linebacker. They already got a tackle. They already got an edge. What do you need? I think you need a tight end. They already got a tight end. Never mind. I think you need a corner. Doesn't hurt to grab Will Lee or Malik Muhammad. I'm going to go Will Lee. Yeah, Will Lee, I think, is probably the better answer. He's a good man defensive guy. I think the Bucs could just use him. You already got 3 guys in defense. You might as well add a 4th. Moving on to the Raiders again. They already got all the Indiana guys in the world. Everyone you could possibly want. Where do you go here? You know, there's no position that they don't need help in. I think Sky Gill Howard is just the right answer. Texas Tech had the best defensive line. He didn't play a lot of games. I think he got hurt. But I think I just believe in it enough to say, hey, what's the worst that happens? You draft him, he doesn't turn out super well. It's 4th round. Moving on to the Lions. They already got their edge. They already got their guard. They don't need. There's not a center really worth reaching here. I mean, you could say Yeager. Actually, I think Yeager's probably the best option. Never mind. I take it back. You go Yeager. You build up on that defense, on that interior line that kind of shows some weakness. They just lost their best center, so it doesn't hurt to help. The Panthers. They already got an edge. They got a linebacker. They got a running back. Deion Burks is probably the answer. You're looking at... Stripling. No, I'm going to go Deion Burks. You're looking at a guy who has pretty consistently been good. That's a good deep ball threat. I think Deion Burks is good short. We'll have to see how he pans out, though. He's kind of one I'm excited for. Packers, they already got a tackle. They already got a defensive lineman. They need a cornerback. Malik Muhammad sitting right there. That one's as easy as pie. The Steelers coming up on a pick where they already have a wide receiver, quarterback, linebacker, cornerback, wide receiver. So you already got your quarterback, you already got your corners. It's kind of just a matter of who you want the most. I think Bud Clark's a solid pick. He was pretty good in the combine. He has some connection to that defense. Just stack up. Hey, you got a linebacker, you got a corner. Now you got Bud Clark to back up them. I believe in it. Edge for the Eagles. They already have a tight end. They already have a wide receiver. They have a corner. They have an edge. I think you just go to the tackle well. You go Brian Parker. Doesn't hurt to take a shot on a tackle. Again, I keep saying it. What's the worst that happens? You grab a tackle. He doesn't turn out. Okay. This Chargers team already got all they need on the offensive line. You just go Tim Kean. He's an Alabama guy. Surely he doesn't turn out bad. I believe in him actually a lot. I think he's got some potential. So you ride with that. And it's same logic here. Actually, never mind, because they already have an edge. You go, if you're the Jaguars, I think you go J.C. Davis. You're talking about a guy who's played tackle position pretty much his entire career. They already have a really good offensive line, but he's probably a solid backup in case of injury. I think he could fill that role well. And I just believe in it. All right, anyways, Patriots. They got 2 edges. They got a guard. Austin Barber's sitting right there. And I think Austin Barber also, I think he did well in the combine, if I remember properly. I believe in him. We're going to go Austin Barber. The Bills on the clock. Wide receiver. They already got a wide receiver. They got a linebacker, and they got a corner. Some say tight end. In my mind, I think you just go Ndame Tucker. You're adding an edge where you don't really overly need an edge because Josh Trotter is kind of solid at that pass rush and the run stopping. But I think Ndame Tucker actually has a lot of ability. He played in Western Michigan, so competition wasn't the best, but I still believe in it. 49ers on the clock. They got KC. They got Keon Scott. They got the halfback. Where you go here is kind of just up to what they're feeling. I think you go interior line. I think you go Chris McKellen. He's not the greatest option in the world, but he's definitely not going to hurt their team. He's probably going to bring them up a little bit, just enough to where he could probably play a little bit considering all the injuries that will happen on that team. Texans, they got a tackle, they got a defensive lineman, they got a tackle, they got a linebacker, and they got a tight end. It's their last pick of the draft. I don't think it hurts to target the O-line one last time, considering the next time you'd have a chance is in the 5th. DJ Campbell's right there. He played a pretty solid. He was a part of one of the best offensive lines in the league. He is a little small, but he's definitely got the weight. He's 321. Feels well. Works. Doesn't hurt. The Bears added so much defensive linemen, so they kind of need somebody a little deeper. And I think the best option is to just target the safety position. And Michael Taft is solid enough to where it doesn't hurt. He hasn't forced incompletion all of last season, but I think that's okay considering he doesn't miss tackles often, only missing 7 on the 47 he's made in total. I believe in it. We're going Bears, get the safety. The Broncos, they can go a few ways. They already got their guy at tight end. I think they need a wide receiver enough to go Stribling. Or Brennan Thompson. It just kind of depends on who you believe in more. I'm going to say Thompson. Because I think Thompson is just a solid enough guy. He had one of the best combines in the draft considering he had the fastest wide receiver time. So they go Thompson. The Patriots are on the clock next. They already got 2 edges. They got a guard and they got a tackle. It will not hurt to go linebacker here. Torian York is a solid coverage guy, and I think he's probably the best addition they could make. So, congrats, you're a New England Patriots. The Saints are on the clock now. They have Sony Styles, they have Mason, and they have Mason Thompson, and Thomas and Demick Orange. So you've got stacked up that defensive core. You kind of need a wide receiver. And Devon Striplin is right there. It doesn't hurt to take a shot on him. The 49ers are now on the clock. And I think they need to go a little bit deep in their bag. But I think they need to stack on that interior defense line. And Caleb Proctor's right there. He had such a good combine. I believe in him. I think he actually shows a lot of potential. He got invited to the combine for a reason. No joke to get invited to the combine. So you might as well take advantage of the guys who get there. Whoa. I thought I had the Bills. I thought I had somebody take Torian York. I did. I had the Patriots take Torian York. And for some reason I hit Moss. What we'll do is strike that, basically. Because I had him going to there. I don't really know how to fix that either. So, ignore Levon Moss. It was Torian York. I'm getting tired. The Raiders are on the clock now. They got their quarterback. They got their wide receiver. Their tackles. Let's go tackle. They haven't got a tackle actually yet. So, Isaiah World right there. He played in the best of the best. So, I think that's why his grade's a little low. I don't know if he's probably the best answer. But it doesn't hurt to just say, hey, we grabbed a tackle. Does he pan out? We'll have to see. For the Steelers, ignoring Torian York, because that would be actually the pick right there. I think you go. Where do you go? Let's see. It gets tough here. I think you go Sam Rouge. His grades aren't the best. I don't think he's the best answer, but he's definitely an answer that, hey, you pick him up, he develops, you see what happens. He turns out pretty well, and now you have a guy for life. Like, come on. Eagles on the clock. They already got Sadiq. They don't need another tight end. I think they just go Jay Knott. Because Jay Knott there's a better running back in there. It's Damon Claiborne. He had a good season. He had a good career in college. I believe in him. I still think he's pretty talented. Desmond Reed's also there, but I don't believe in it as much. Saints, they got a linebacker edge, defensive interior lineman. This is where I think Reed gets picked. You're talking about a guy who pretty much just plays similar to Kamara. He had a good college career all few years he played. Why not believe in him? And the last pick of this mock draft. I'm so tired. The 49ers go linebacking. They go, oh, never mind. He's not on there. Keyshawn Elliott. Keyshawn Elliott's not the best coverage, but he can fill the run defense if needed, pass rush. And I think the 49ers might need that help there. So if somebody gets injured, he can step up and fill that position. Or he can play a little bit of linebacker as Fred Warner teaches him. I think that's probably the best draft. Thank y'all for watching. If you watched all 4, credit to you. Shoot, I got tired at the end. I wouldn't blame you if you ended up not watching these. But thank y'all for watching. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.